I'm a bad person for being pro-choice and for being so like stuck in my ways. And I made it very clear when I talked about this argument that I respect everybody and their opinions, and I don't think that it's right that we live in a society where it's like I fucking hate you if you think a certain way that's different to my belief system. It's okay to not want to be friends with somebody who has a different belief system to you. It's okay to not want to associate with somebody, but like to wish negatively upon somebody else for having a belief system, I just don't think that that's like cool. I think unless somebody's like doing things that are really out of pocket. You know what I'm trying to say? Like if somebody's making remarks or doing something that's like I don't really know what my point is, but basically what I'm trying to say is that I feel the way that I feel and I'm allowed to, and I don't think that it's fair that people are like you're a bad person, because I'm not a bad person. And if my belief systems are what they are, then like maybe I like am totally down to hear the opposing argument. I just think that mine is the one that I feel is right.
So nobody's gonna like make a decision based on you saying you support pro-choice.
Right. I'm like
no girl's gonna be like, I'm getting an abortion because Madison Beer believes in it. Like,
right. I'm just trying to like I think the more public figures who endorse it, I think it like helps change maybe other people's minds and helps them open their eyes. And I'm not trying to change anyone's mind. Someone said, what does pro-choice mean? It means that I believe in letting women have a choice as to whether they should give birth or not. I don't believe that that's a government choice. I believe that that's a choice for the woman to make. Bye, Queen. Love you. Bye, love you. Ryan said abortion is murder. I disagree entirely. And I can give you multiple points as to why it's not. For a murder to occur, the organism should be able to have sustainable life outside of the mother. And if it can't, it's not murder. You know what I mean? It's not an individual life yet. And then somebody was commenting back to me basically saying how, the baby, because there was a video that was absolutely ridiculous and it was talking about what goes on. The video was deemed as it was about what goes on in an average abortion. And it was this guy basically saying that arms get ripped off. Also, trigger warning really quickly if anybody feels like, upset by any of this kind of stuff, like feel free to leave. Totally trigger warning of like somewhat graphic talk and like obviously abortion talk. But this guy was basically saying like, yeah, like, the baby like gets ripped apart, and then like it just was saying such overly dramatic things that do not happen. Like, guys, it's not legal to have an abortion past a certain amount of time in almost every single state. I'm pretty sure in every single state in the U.S. And I'm saying that because I don't need people checking me. I can't talk. And being like, oh yeah, like, this Madison was wrong and it's not legal. So I'm saying I'm pretty sure that it is illegal in almost every single state to have an abortion past a certain spot, and that would be in the third or late second trimester, which it's illegal to have an abortion in that time. So it just kind of upsets me that people are fear-mongering and they're kind of just being like, yeah, this is what it is, when it's really not like that. And it just hurts me. And I was basically commenting saying this isn't true, and the person who replied back to me was like, the baby can feel pain at 8 weeks, which is when most abortions occur, when actually if you do your research for more than 2 minutes, that's not true. At 8 weeks, pain receptors and nerve endings that like shoot signals to your brain telling you you're in pain start to form, yes, but there's no brain developed for it to be getting sent signals to. Does that make sense? That doesn't develop until 24 weeks, which is the third trimester, which is not the time that you're allowed to have an abortion. So that's all I'm trying to say. And I think that people should just, and like I said, I'm going to make this very clear. Someone said, I don't like abortions. They seem sad. It's like taking away someone's life before they even got one. Which, by the way, like I said before, if that's how you feel about it, then I respect you, and I think that that's clearly in your belief system, and that's the side of the scale that you view it on. I just view it on a different one, and I think that it's totally fine for people to view things differently. I just think that's your personal opinion. Your personal opinion is that you think that about it. But why should your opinion affect millions of women unable to have a choice because of your opinion? Do you know what I'm trying to say? My opinion doesn't affect the other people. It doesn't. It's still letting the other women have a choice. They can do what they want. They can have the baby. They cannot have the baby. When people are really passionately pro-life, that's not for them. That's for other people. They're trying to say that they're pro-life. They're trying to save lives, quote unquote. You're taking away somebody else's right. And like, it's just, you know what I'm trying to say? I think that it's just about like letting other people have their opinions. You should not, just because you feel a certain way doesn't mean that everyone has to adapt to your belief system. Okay, anyway, we don't have to talk about this anymore. Someone said it's called the nearby total-lated, I can't see, ban. It's after 3 months. You can't have one in every state. See, exactly. I hate talking about this shit. I love talking about it because I'm passionate, and I think it's a message that I feel strongly about, so I'm okay with sending it. But people always twist my words, and make it like I'm saying something I'm not, which hurts me a lot. Because I'm just like, this is just how I feel, you know? So, pick a color. Blue. Any tips on remembering your worth? Hey, Andrea, I think that's a great question. Someone said opinions on Caitlin Bennett. We can go back to that. Knowing your worth, I think that it's a work in progress, and it's something that you need to be a little bit patient with yourself, and there's no rush. And I think that, you know, being on TikTok as young adults, I think we all see, like, so many girls especially who seem so confident and sure of themselves, but, like, I promise you, it's mostly a facade, and it's not 100% real, and everyone's a work in progress. Nobody has it made up. Nobody is like, you know what, no, we all have bad days. So I think it's just about appreciating your good days more and being patient with yourself and understanding your self-worth. It takes time and work and effort. So be patient, and you have to remember how beautiful you are. And don't ever play the comparing game, because it'll never, ever, 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 ever do you well, ever. You're always going to end up losing that battle, always. So just don't even put yourself there. Someone said, do you think that there's more than two genders? I think that people can identify as whatever they want, and that's none of anyone else's business. I saw a video of Caitlin Bennett going up to people being like, what do you think about tampons in the men's bathroom? And the people who she asked were like, why does that affect me? If there's a man who has a period, then they should be using a tampon. And she was like, well, don't you think a man with a period should seek medical advice? And he was like, well, not a trans man.